Good day, grade 11 students. Another day and another learning for all of you. So for today's lesson, we will be discussing lesson 9, which is business correspondence, or also known as business letters. So when we say business letters, it is a form of communication in business industries. It is sometimes useful because it produces permanent written records and may be taken more seriously by the recipient rather than other forms of communication. Take note that a business letter should be specific and concise. The tone should be straight and on point. So we have different kinds of business letters. The first one is what we call letter of inquiry. It is a request of information that the writer believes the reader can provide. Regardless of its subject, the objective is to get the reader to respond with an action to satisfy the inquiry. We actually have different formats for letter of inquiry, but here is a sample format for you to know how it looks like. So as you can see, you have to include your information such as name, address, phone number, and email on the upper right of your letter so that if your recipient will respond to your inquiry, he or she will able to know where to send it. Next is your recipient's complete name and his or her title, the name of the organization or company, the complete address, and the date on which letter is written, and of course the salutation. For the introduction, you need to make aware of to the recipient about your inquiry you are going to make through this letter. You can tell exactly about what you need to inquire about. For the body, you need to ask various questions regarding your inquiry. You can also say various things about your inquiry, but you need to be very specific about your inquiry. For the closing part, you need to request for the earlier and prompt reply for the inquiry so that you can get earlier response. You can also ask for various details if the recipient is ready to provide through various means such as through SMS or through email. You can also provide the address and contact information where you can get response. And the last part is the signature and name of the sender. The second one is the reply or response letter. It provides the answer or the information requested in letter of inquiry. The objective is to satisfy the reader with an action to fulfill their request. Take note that if you have neither the information requested nor the authority to reply, forward the inquiry to the correct person. Here is a sample format for a response letter. Next is a sales letter. It is a piece of direct mail which is designed to persuade the reader to purchase a particular product or service in the absence of a salesman. Since the advent of the internet, the sales letter has become an integral part of internet marketing and typically takes the form of an email or web page. Here is a sample format for a sales letter. The fourth one is the letter of order. It is a document that confirms the details of a purchase of goods or services from one party to another. When the recipient receives this letter, they will process the order and send the merchandise. Here is a sample format for a letter of order. Next is the adjustment letter. It is a response to a written complaint. The objective is to inform the reader that their complaint has been received. It is also a legal document recording what decisions were made and what actions have or will be taken. Here is an example of an adjustment letter. Next is the application letter. It is a document sent with your resume to provide additional information on your skills and experience. Take note that effective application letters explain the reasons for your interest in the specific organization and identify your most relevant skills or experiences. Here is an example of an application letter. We actually have two types of application letter. The first one is what we call solicited application letter. It answers advertisements or expresses requests for applicants. The second one is the unsolicited application letter. It is written at the writer's initiative or hope that there will be a place for him or her in the company. The next one is the recommendation letter. It is a document in which the writer assesses the qualities, characteristics, and capabilities of the person being recommended in terms of that individual's ability to perform particular tasks. Here is an example of a recommendation letter. The next one is a resignation letter. It is written to announce the author's intent to leave a position currently held, such as an office employment or commission. It should normally be delivered in advance to the appropriate supervisor or superior and contain such information as the intended last day at work. Here is an example of a resignation letter. So now, let's proceed with the parts of a business letter or business correspondence. Number 1 is the heading. It contains the sender's name, address, and contact information. Number 2 is the letterhead. It contains the name of the company, address, contact number, and email address. Take note that we can include both letterhead and heading at the same time or not. Number 3 is the date line. It indicates the date in which the letter is written. Number 4 is the inside address. It contains the name, position, company's name and address of the receiver. Number 5 is the salutation. It serves as the greetings. Number 6 is the body of the letter. It contains the message. Number 7 is the complimentary clause. These are the words of courtesy in the last part of the letter. And the last one is the signature block. It indicates the responsibility of the writer to sign his full name. So here is an example of a business letter together with its parts. So that's all for today. Hopefully you learned and at the same time enjoy our discussion. But if you have questions and any clarification regarding to our lesson, you can send it to me through our group chat. Thank you for watching.